Dr. Fauci finally says that we can take off the mask. And then a few days later, he admits that he only wore his after vaccine as a farce. Leftists freak out and wonder when we'll have the security of vaccine passports. In other news, Ludwig comes up with a brilliant solution to end the hashtag hot tub meta on Twitch. If you're wondering who the tall, dark, green, and handsome man in the shadows is, that's Green Arrow, and he's not removing the mask. I'm your host, Blue Shark 45, and let's get into the show. Hail, salutations, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the G.N.A podcast. I'm your host, Blue Shark 45, and hopefully Cecil's not going to cut me out this time because I think I did a good enough job. I think I balanced that out politically. I think it's a little left. I think it's a little right. I think it's more current events. But, we'll find out when this recording gets pushed out.
Yeah, he's gonna cut you out because all I'm seeing is this girl bounce her ass in a fucking pool, man. I mean, he's gonna cut you out, he's gonna cut me out, he's gonna redo the whole fucking podcast from scratch, in 20 minutes.
Yeah, he just may do that. Well, folks, if you are listening, whatever. That is just a horrible intro into this thing. But ladies and gentlemen, you heard him, the one, the only, the lovely, the handsome, the beautiful G.N.A. How you doing tonight, sir?
Well, I was having a rough Friday until you showed me this magical spot on Twitch. So now I'm doing a lot better. How about you?
I'm doing great, sir. And I'm going to pray for you. Because you're going to get in trouble. Well, folks, let's get quickly through the intro. It's the G.N.A podcast, games, nerds, and alcohol. So let's go ahead and get started into what we've been playing or not playing this week. So, Damok, what's your state of games?
All right, so Elite Dangerous Odyssey launched, and because I've already pumped hundreds of dollars into that game in the form of cosmetic items, I absolutely had to purchase it, and I played about an hour or so of it, and it's very interesting. I'm not sold on the first-person mechanic, but I probably didn't give it a good enough try, and I did play it like 2 hours after its official launch when the servers came back up. So there were some bugs for me. I'm sure that maybe they have worked some of them out by now. But other than that, I've jumped in some Minecraft because I'm still running that Minecraft server and played a little bit here and there, man. But nothing overly crazy aside from that. How about you?
So I have gotten my normal amount of gaming this week, but I want to redeem myself just a little bit by expanding my week to encompass a week from today. So a week from today, I had played Mario Tennis and Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo Switch. So I played a few rounds of that with some buds. One of my I always have to explain this to people, but I'm not going to bother explaining it, so too bad. One of my brothers got married this past week, and so we were hanging out over at his place because they do the traditional thing, wife to be stays in one place, husband to be stay. He got the house, so we got to chill at the house, which was great. So we got the video game consoles, the beer fridge, the food fridge, all the couches. So that was nice. Hung out there. We played some Super Smash Brothers, some Mario Tennis. Him and one of my other brothers was playing. I forget what it's called. It's some Pokemon beat 'em up game. on there. I wish I could remember it for the life of me. But yeah, they played some of that. We did that Thursday and Friday. So yeah, I got some gaming in finally.
Hey, there's something in there.
Yeah, it's something. It's better than the old Pokemon Go, which yeah, I played that too. But that's just normal for me.
I mean, Pokemon Go still counts. I remember when I was still working with Cecil and a couple other guys, there was, we were playing Pokemon Go, and then right at the back entrance to the place that we worked was a monument, technically. It was like just a little thing of stone dedicated, but they put a Pokestop there, or whatever you can like park your Pokemon on and everything. So all day we got those, I can't just have my phone out everywhere. We bought the little Pokemon buzzer things. So it would vibrate and you just hit the button. It was Bluetooth to your phone. So we just kept them in our wrists under our dress shirts and everything like that. And you feel your wrist just want and just hit the button in a meeting. Just want, hit the button, and you were just catching Pokemon all day long with that shit, and then refreshing. And then we would, take turns with different people in the different teams. Because people were Team Yellow, Team Red, Team Blue, or the fuck their actual names were, I don't remember. But we had some fun with that and took turns trying to take control of it. And then you got a whole bunch of camped out hours and maxed out Pokemon. And yeah, so technically it's a game, and you can play it while you're working. I don't play it anymore, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't play it while I'm working, but I definitely...
she's shaking that ass while spinning that wheel.
I definitely take advantage of the bathroom time. But let's get into what we're drinking so we can explain to the folks a little bit more what Daymok's looking at. So, Daymok, what are you partaking in this evening, my good sir?
Well, I had 2 Coronas, and then I had a Bud Light, because that's, some leftover shit that we had. And then I broke into some Voodoo Ranger just for this podcast, and then I will probably drink the rest of Bud Light to get them on my fridge, because it's kind of gross. How about you, man? Are you partaking in anything? It looked like you were drinking a beer, but it could have been piss water for all I know, right? Yeah. Sometimes people like to drink their own urine. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this girl has peed in this tub, though.
Oh, I mean, I think adults usually... I mean, they tell kids not to, but I'm pretty sure adults pee in the pool. But anywho, I'm enjoying not piss water. I'm enjoying one of the gifts that I got for my wedding from Cecil, and it is a unknowable aged. So I have no idea how old this thing is. I don't think they put it on here. No, they don't. So it is a Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA.
Dude, it has a born on date. All of the Dogfish Head 120s have a born date.
Well, let's see here. Looking
at least a born year. Normally they have a born date.
No, they don't. Maybe on the pack it would, but I got nothing. Yeah, because otherwise they'd have to.
It's not stamped on the glass?
Nope. I mean, it's brown glass, so I can't see any stamp. But
no, it would be like that white like digital marking shit that they put on. Normally, every one of those has.
Oh, wait, here we go. Here we go. Hold up. I stand corrected. Bottled on something the 22nd. I think it's like that might be March 22nd, 2018. So this thing is.
You're gonna die.
This thing is old. It's good though. I mean, so 120. I have to say is hit and miss for me because my first 120 was good. I had that for a year. My second 120, which I think was the first one I'd taken out of his pack that he had given to me, wasn't as great. The 90 minutes I've had, a lot of success with those, but this 120 is very good. It's very dark. Very hoppy. Mildly citrusy. It's kind of like a citrus tingle in the tongue a little bit. I have to say, transitioning from what I've been eating to this has been very smooth. I had a stuffed pepper, and we used Zatarans, beans and rice, and it has like ground turkey in it with cheese. Perfect transition food. Like eating that and this pairs wonderfully. But for those of you who don't know, Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA, it doesn't list the ABV on the bottle because it varies. Like they don't really, like it's a range, but it's a very high alcohol content. One of these will do you good for the evening. Two of them will put you on your butt, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, I think they said that they can guarantee it's 15%, but after that, and especially when you age it, it can range from 15 to, and I'm going to say a wild-ass number here, but I think 25%.
Yeah, and it'll hit strong. But let's stop the anticipation, let's stop the teasing, and let's get into tonight's show. So, what Damok's been looking? You want to know. You're interested. You're curious. So you'd rather not hear me talk to you about Green Arrow. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that right now. Maybe later. We'll throw that into the show. We'll see how this conversation goes. But, so, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Twitch. And more specific.
No. You gotta wait until the end of the show to talk about this. I am still in my judgment zone, and I'm trying to make sure that everything. God damn, look at her. But yeah, like
pish posh. Judgment zone my butt. We don't need to do that. Now we're gonna get into this. So we're gonna talk about Twitch. So right now there's this thing that's called the hot tub meta. It's something that involves half-naked women streaming.
Okay, hold on a second. When you say half-naked women, it makes it sound lewd and all of that, and it's not.
Bull malarkey. They're not
half-naked.
Bull malarkey. They are. They are half-naked. So like. So the thing is, what kicked this off, I happened to be on YouTube one day. I have not been in Twitch for the longest time. So in our G.N.A. Discord, I posted on the 20th, I posted this YouTube Shorts thing, Ludwig. So I don't know too much about this guy because I've stepped away from the Twitch universe so much. I'm assuming Ludwig's some kind of big guy. Let's do this. Let's look him up real quick. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is preparation for the show at its finest. So Ludwig's a verified Twitch guy. At least he's got that check mark like Twitter people do. He's got 2.7 million followers. So he's a big deal. And I know you're listening to this right now and you're going, this guy knows nothing about what he's talking about. You're right. I don't know anything about these people. But then again, I don't know much about Ludwig because right now all he's got is ads for Simply Mobile and other things. Twitter. What do we got here, bud? Mongol Moves. So he's a streamer. He does streaming things. Let's see what he's got in his videos. It looks like he's just a guy who sits around and chats. He's got a game, Mario Party 2, but it looks like a lot of these streams involve him just sitting around and talking. Ludwig loses his patience with some streamer who's wearing a bikini. But so he posted this thing on YouTube, and he's talking about these hot tub streamers. So basically, if you know anything about Twitch, there's a section called Just Talking, where people sit down and do kind of like what we're doing, conversations, podcast, ASMR,
Oh man, there's all kind. There's an ASMR section. There's an IRL section. There's a whole bunch of different sections on Twitch.
Okay, so the just chatting section is supposed to be where you're just talking. So this podcast would fall into the just chatting portion of it if we wanted to live stream this. So the thing that people are seeing is there's all these girls that are half naked or dressed provocatively or showing a lot of skin, whatever. Okay, Damox shaking his hand, but there's literally a girl who says that she's in a bikini, and it looks like she was not in a bikini. It looked like she was in her lingerie. Like,
no, wait. Which one is that one?
That was the first link. That was the one that, dude. Remember I was like scrolling through and I clicked on one? I don't know.
The girl it's the first girl, and that's the one that I have pulled up now for research purposes. And I mean, she's just got a very decorative bikini on, but it's a two-piece bikini. Nothing. I see less at the beach than what she's wearing.
Okay, well, maybe I debate that. That does not look like bathing suit material. That looks like underwear material.
No, I mean, the design is very, I will give you, it's a little underwear-y looking overall.
Yeah.
More like you would wear that under your clothes.
Yeah. So this thing is that you get these people who are supposed to be like these big, like just talking people. Like, yeah, let me sit here and let me talk to you folks. Let me tell you with my sultry voice about things and stuff and topics. Let me tell you about the time that I took 2 pieces of plywood and I attached them together using an invisible joint and, all the, whatever random stuff that people want to talk about, or, like talk about their day, talk about their life, talk about, this, that, reading, comments. To me, it's I mean, I'm going to be a hypocrite because I'm on a podcast. It's an attention grab. It really is. Like, it's like, come look at me, come watch me. I mean, the only difference is that I don't turn on the camera for this thing. The only people who can see me are the ones who are in this show. And that's just for, eye contact, body signals, so we know when someone's about to start talking. But, these people just sit here and they just tell you like, look at my life. Look at what it is. Like the IRL people, or like the just chatting, like, let me sit around and tell you about life. Like, there's a girl right now. She's like sitting in a car. But I remember when this was a problem with what these girls are doing. I could never take my shirt off and stream against the rules. I don't even think I could wear a tank top as a guy. But I remember the rules are that no cleavage, that no bellies could be shown, because you could get in trouble. So
now, okay, hold on a second. You're going back to the old Twitch, right? And the old Twitch, before it was purchased by Amazon, had runaway craziness. There were people having sex on Twitch. And it was supposed to be a League of Legends stream, and it was not. And then you had the girls who were like, oops, accidental, my top just flew off. And then Amazon purchased them, and then Amazon dealt with it accordingly, and then started banning accounts and demonetized a whole bunch of things, right? And I understand that, and I agree with it, because Twitch became a platform for children and adults the same, right? So it's across the board now. It is not just for children, it's for adults, and Twitch was mostly adults watching a lot of esports shit when it came out, until Amazon purchased them, and then it skyrocketed even more in popularity, even if Amazon didn't purchase them, it was going to skyrocket. They got lucky with it. But dude, the issues that it had before was blatant nudity and sex, like flat out. This is a little different.
Okay, so it was a little more lewd. Fine. Okay, this is still softcore porn. It is.
Okay, you can't say that either, because softcore porn involves direct nudity. There's no nudity in this. She is wearing a legitimate bathing suit, and I've clicked through a couple of the channels, and they are legitimately wearing bathing suits. I will say, when you told me about this, and it was supposed to be a whole bunch of girls in these little, like, inflatable pool things, like, oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be girls. I've seen 3. The rest of them are, I'm a big dude, but there's mostly bigger dudes than me splashing around in these pools, and it looks fucking hilarious. So of the 4 girls, there's 30 dudes that are heavier than I am splashing around, and I wear a 3XL t-shirt, so that's telling you something.
Okay. So, alright. Maybe. I don't know. I'm looking at, gosh darn it, I wish you would stay on to that topic. So, like right now I'm looking at live chatting, and it seems like what Daymok had mentioned to me earlier off before the recording is that they had moved these people to a section called beaches, hot tubs, or beaches, bathing suits, and hot tubs. Something like that. What was it? Is that what it's called, Daymok?
Hold on, I gotta go back to the thing. It is called pools, hot tubs, and beaches.
There we go. So they moved them to their own little section. But right now, I'm scrolling through just chatting. I got 1, 2, 3, 4th line. I got a girl, and she's got big breasts. She's wearing a very revealing top, and she's just dancing. And her thing says wrong stream social plus 18.5. There's another one where it says show me your big fat personality, and she's wearing, like she's breaking the rules. Like
wait. Hold on a second. So
you can see you can see cleavage. She's wearing a tank top. You can see her belly. Like, this goes against the original rules. There's a girl who's literally lying on the beach, like at IRL beach, and she's in a bathing suit, a bikini. There's another girl who's doing makeup, and like the camera's focused on her cleavage.
Now, hold on a second on that one. I have seen the ones on Twitch where they put the pasties over the nipples, right? I mean, they call them nipple covers, pasties. I think pasties is the quote-unquote stripper term, but they're nipple covers. And then I've seen the girls that sit down and draw out that cool artwork across their chest area, and it's
body painting.
Right, it's the painting stuff, but it's not like, oh my god.
Yeah, but like some of these girls are like dancing around. There's one right now that she's wearing workout clothes, which, skin tight. She's wearing a sports bra. You can see her midriff, and it is kitchen Wi-Fi, and her title of her stream is Bikini Bodybuilding, Shoulders, PT, and Posing Practice. So she's doing poses. So.
Yeah, well, hold on a second. She said she's doing bodybuilding stuff, she's showing you. It's more than just
but posing practice, posing practice.
Actually,
let's remember that.
This motherfucker over here with his big ass fuking guns is like,
oh yeah, I'm wearing
posing practice.
Yeah, and you don't see me just going like, let's be frank. Posing practice, you're showing off your body.
No, okay, but that's the point of doing it. If you're getting into bodybuilding, across the board, posing practice, because you have to do the right poses that are going to show off the right muscle group when you're doing bodybuilding. It's an actual, yes. I know what you're talking about, and yes, they are skirting the Twitch rules so that they can show off their ass and tits, so that fucking easy assholes are just like, I don't know what to do with my money, I'm going to throw them at Twitch girls like fucking morons. Yeah, right, there's OnlyFans for that. Jesus.
I got, and please do me a favor. Our email is G.N.A. podcast. That's Georgia November Alpha podcast at G.N.A. that's IN your DNA.1. And that's ONE.
How are you going to phonetic alphabet part of it, fuck it up for the rest of it, and then end it without phonetic alphabet?
I've been drinking. Give me a break.
Yeah, you
Overlord
have.
November
great,
Echo.
I'm so proud of you.
Bravo, Indiana, Tango, Charlie. I can't even think of it right now.
No, man, you're fucking... Oh, man, how much of that fucking 120 have you had? Like, half of it, you're gonna die.
like a third of the glass. All right, so right now, like, I'm looking at this one Twitch streamer. She's wearing like, I guess you call it a V top. I don't know. Like, I'm a guy, so I don't know. It's a low cut top. Like, you can see cleavage. She's got her friend next to her. She's like bent over. You can see cleavage. She's wearing tank top. She's wearing something around her thighs. They're both drinking. Oh, she's got horns on her head. And the title of this stream is Two Bad Girls Searching for One Rich Daddy. So they're like, these girls are all dolled up and like they're sitting here and they're talking. And someone, please, this is why I gave you the email address. I want to know, why do girls take permanent marker and write random things on their arms? And it looks like she's actually holding a marker. So I guess, I don't know, what are these, like the top donators?
Okay, I was going to say, you got to be careful there because you said random things on their arms. It's not random things. See, if you're watching the girl, yeah, you're watching the girl that I'm watching, right? Then she's got that little spinny thing in the back, and then whenever she reaches so many fucking subs, she spins it, and then she writes the top donator's arm or name on her arm or her chest or her stomach or her leg or, Jesus Christ, at this part, her foot, because, you know, she's covered in ink, not like tattoos, but written all over the place.
Yeah, like I'm looking at John, and then I'm looking at Bionic with elite spelling, Carlson, spelled with a K, not with a C, just to be specific about this. But yeah, like she's like, hi, welcome to my stream. I'm addicted to knives. That's why CS:GO is my main game. Besides, it's weird fetish of mine. I love playing supports in League of Legends. If you want to, we can play together. Hearts. And she's got a photo where she's wearing a little more modest clothing and she's got a knife that she's posing with. So my problem with this. No, let's start with the joke. So Ludwig had an interesting idea. He's like this is how you stop this stuff. And it's kind of funny. So, and it's kind of ingenious. So if you've ever heard of the service called Fiverr, where you can hire people to do certain things, like, we've went through there when we were looking for people to do artwork. So we paid some, like, you know, like here's like some money to, you know, like, kind of a down payment, you know, like sketch something up for us. We eventually found someone to do our artwork. Thank you, Shadow. And, you know, you can hire people to do that. You can hire people to do other things. And apparently, like, this guy is like, yeah, go into Fiverr, find some girls to do hot tub streams and have them be, like, in there, like, in the bikinis and, like, whoops, and then, like, slip out and then, like, get banned and hire some more girls to come out and sign up for Twitch again, do it again, keep doing this until eventually Twitch, it gets all the way up to the top CEOs of Twitch, and they're going to have to do something about it.
So hold on though, that's an asshole fucking thing to do, and now you are contributing to forcing nudity onto the Twitch platform, which is wrong across the board.
I said it was funny. I'm not saying that this was his idea. This was his idea.
Well, fuck that dude, because that dude's an asshole and he needs to be fucking banned.
He has a problem with one of these streamers, and that does this stuff. Let's see, what was the name again? Yeah, like he's got a problem with one of these streamers, and that's his. I got it right here. I think we actually talked about her before. Morath. Yeah, she's streaming like right now. It's the one that you're probably watching. AMO.
Yeah, that's the one girl that I was watching. She's got like 15,000 people watching her right now. And she's playing Just Dance on, looks like a Nintendo Switch, while standing in a bathing suit in a little pool.
She's playing Just Dance on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and it's that way she can dance around and all of that, and she's actually playing the game. So it's got the
Joy-Cons for that.
Yeah, one? She's got the Joy-Con. She's going. She's playing Just Dance. She's talking. Yeah, no, she's got them secured on her wrist with the extra battery packs. I've been watching. It's interesting. It's not lewd. It's not.
No,
there's no nipple. There's no.
It's lewd in the sense that she's dressed in a very sexual manner. She's not dressed in an appropriate manner. Like we know why she's doing this. Like she's wearing the bikini. Like this gets her more attention. So my problem with this. And I have a problem with what Ludwig's suggestion is. And you were right to point out, like, forcing nudity on Twitch. My problem with this is kids. Now, if you're a parent, you should be watching your kids. You should be involved in their lives. You should know what they're viewing. You should know what they're subscribed to. You should know where their allowances are going. Like, you should be paying attention, because you're...
And you know what? And if you're not paying attention, email G.N.A, right? G.N.A podcast at GNA and ask for Damoc. And legitimately, you know, I got two young ones here. Well, one younger one in the preteen and one about to be completely legal. And that's kind of scary. But yeah, you want to talk about stuff that we can do there. I know all about the different parental controls and can tell you and help you out. And if you're trying to do something like that, where Blue's talking about spending their allowance, green light. Get them a green light card. I can see how much money they spent, where they spent it, GPS their location to the exact store that they spent it at. And then if I really wanted to, I can hit the itemized receipt button and see everything, or I can call the store and it tells me what the receipt number is. If I'm like, one of them spent $119 in Victoria's Secret. Well, I'm not going to question a 17-year-old, but I would question a 12 or 13-year-old.
Yeah, so, like, you know, participation, being in there, like, and seriously, people, like, email in there, like, you know, we want you guys to be part of, like, your children's lives, and, you know, being active, showing interest, because they can start going down a dark path. Like, this girl that Damoc's currently viewing, I just went to her thing, and, like, I'm looking around here like she's wearing a bikini. So this is what comes across my mind, and this is why I don't like this. Like, they're kids, and they will go in the wrong places. They will do the wrong things. I was a young man once. I went to the wrong places on the internet, and I got in trouble for that. And in full right, like, I disappointed my mother, and I disappointed my father. And I was ashamed of what I had done. But it's easy for them to come across this thing. It's a gaming, supposed to be. That's what it sells as. That's what it was always sold to me as, Twitch. And it's morphed into something else. And this is part of it. Like, no, like, so this girl, she mentions ad-free, social. She's got an Instagram. She's sponsored by G Fuel. And so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking she's probably got one of these OnlyFans accounts. And I'm like, oh, I don't see an OnlyFans link. I see an Instagram. I see Twitter. I see main YouTube. I see ASMR YouTube. I see something called The Best Links. But then there's this thing below. It says, click the image, open more content. And it's got a lock, and there's a chest, and there's gold. And, as a kid, like, oh, gaming, chest. Clicked on it. Welcome to Linktree / whatever, however you say her name. And the very top link, OnlyFans. And it shakes, and it moves. What's that? There's Patreon, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's free OnlyFans, there's Fansol, there's all these other things. So this girl has an OnlyFans account, and, if you don't like what I think about OnlyFans and you think I'm wrong, please feel free to email us and tell us. But yeah, it's
you're wrong about OnlyFans, and I'm going to call you out on it big time.
So OnlyFans is basically selling naked photos, suggestive photos of women, maybe guys too. I don't know.
Yep, it's across the board. And yes, the girl that I'm watching, I did look it up. So, babe, when you look at my search history, it is for research. I did not subscribe to it. It's $8.24 to see this girl naked, and I'm not that interested.
And that's the other sad aspect of it. So let's look at this one aspect. So, like, I was a young man who made mistakes on the internet as a young boy, like looking at things that I should not have been looking at, and I got in trouble for that. Girls, kid, you could go, well, I got a daughter, like, what do I have to worry about? Like, if she sees this, you should be worried. And this is why I think you should be worried. She sees someone like this. Look at the views. Like, right now, she, like, 15,000 views are current live watchers right now. and that number like drops a little bit, but it's like staying above 15,000. And she's been live for 1 hour and 55 minutes, almost 2 hours.
I'm going to stop you, Blue. I'm going to stop you.
All right.
Okay. You have kids?
Not yet.
Do you watch or look over kids?
I actually will be watching over kids at church on Sunday for Sunday school.
Okay. And more power to you. That's fucking fantastic. There are 2 girls in this house. One in that preteen era, one about to be an adult. And both of them know more about this, have seen more about this, and they're already aware of this. You know, Flightless came in and was like, oh, it's this girl. And I was like, you know about that? Like, yeah. They talk about her at school. They talk about her in the chats at school. They already know about this. And there are girls that are selling pictures, not including their faces already, and they are not of age. And that shit goes through schools like crazy. The one interesting part that I had to ask, and I've asked the little one and I've asked the older one, but like, is this shit that you're interested? Is this a shit that you watch? And they're like, no, we avoid all of it. We're all like, they're exposed to so much of it all the time that most kids actually avoid it. This is more middle-aged or older males that are really jumping into it. The kids really are just kind of like, what are they getting out of it? Nothing. They're exposed to what? Yeah, some horny boys might watch it for all of 3 minutes and then just continue moving on. They're not getting their parents' credit card and spending it. Some of them, there's always exceptions to every rule. But, you know, coming from the girls aspect of it and seeing it here and asking about it, because I grew up in California. I'm very open and honest about sex across the board, and I do believe that it should be a topic in every household. That's amazing. They don't watch any of this shit. They're not interested in any of this shit. And then the other kids that they're talking to, even the boys, are not interested in it. They're more interested in actually watching the video game stuff. So yes, some boys, some girls will be exposed to it. Most of them get worse shit through school. But this is targeted at me and you, Blue. Like, it's middle-aged males.
Okay. I can see that, but...
We have credit cards.
Yes, we have credit cards, but the thing is that it paints an image in an impressionable child's mind. It paints this image...
It does, but they don't look at it.
Well, okay, so maybe they don't look at it, but, like, it's like... when you're desperate or... when you have like hormones, emotions running, like, one of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten so late in the game, like I didn't get this until marriage, and I'm going to screw this up right now because I've been drinking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to G.N.A. Podcast, where we don't talk about the right things, but whatever. Moving on. So I got this piece of advice late in the game, like I've been married, and the piece of advice is that you don't date to make someone else happy. You date to find someone that's happy with you. It's this idea that like you act the way you are. You are not changing yourself to get someone to continue to like you. You continue to do what you do. Like, if you like talking about politics, you should bring up politics on the first date. If it's important things in life that you like discussing, you should discuss important things on the first date. That's not for that person, then move on. You're wasting your time. So I remember like doing things to get people to like me, looking into pieces of music, looking into this, looking into that, showing interest in certain things. So girls see this. And they go, well, I like that guy. Well, he's not giving me enough attention. Well, if I did something like this, I'd get attention. Because these girls obviously get... And yes, I know what you're saying. Yeah, maybe not. But I think...
No, but... Okay, we're talking about history now, right? Because that is always... Just because Twitch is around and you can easily access it, I mean, girls... they don't use Twitch to grab about like, oh, well, maybe I want these 5 guys
Not
at school. No,
No. I'm saying the image that this puts in the minds of youth, I think is dangerous, because I think this is going to lead towards going, well, if I wear the more revealing bathing suit, or if I show a little of this, if I maybe send photos of that, shake my butt, do something for this one person will like me more. And I think that's degrading yourself. I think this is something, this is kind of a Puritan idea. I think this is something that we should be removing from Twitch, because I think this needs to go on a different website. Because this website, like, what do I see? I see Twitch. I see following, browse, esports, music. Okay. When there's something like that, like, it spreads. There are girls who like games at a young age. There are boys who like games at a young age. And them both seeing this is damaging to both. It makes men weak, and it puts ideas in girls' heads that I think they would not have had otherwise. Like this.
Wait. How does this make men weak?
Makes them dependent upon this.
No, hold on a second. I've been watching this for almost 51 minutes now since we started the pre-show of this podcast, and not once have I bumped any money into it or been like, oh my god, I gotta buy her shit or subscribe to all her stuff. Hold on, let me get to her OnlyFans. I honestly don't fucking care. I'm watching this going, alright, and I'm the target audience, dude. I'm a 38-year-old cis fucking white male. Come on. This is what she's trying to target.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of is. I mean, she's targeting guys who got money, and it's not little boys. It is people our age. You are correct.
Right, and I could piss $9, dude, and be like, yeah, I won't ever miss that $9. Right, and I could be like, ooh, I could just look at her OnlyFans for an entire month and get a bunch of news. I don't fucking care, dude. She's not like,
yeah,
I don't know. Okay, it's not sucking me in.
So not her. Don't focus on her. Focus on the idea of this. Where
okay,
this leads,
the idea of this
is she's dancing around in a bathing suit, and you go to a link that takes you down to another link, and you go down the rabbit hole. You've gone down the Reddit rabbit hole before, and
dude, absolutely gone down the Reddit rabbit hole. It's free.
So the rabbit hole takes you down a path towards pornography, and I think that pornography makes men weak. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but
weak is not the correct terminology. But pornography can potentially damage your relationship over time. It can damage your relationships in the future. Pornography can do an unexpected, people, especially males, and yes. What they were saying, and I said that wrong. I say males, but especially females can get the wrong impression when it comes to pornography. Oh, all of these girls deep throat and all these girls take it up the ass and they let dudes come anywhere that they fucking want. I guess that's what it's expected because that will get a guy to love me. And I'm sorry, it's super fucking lewd what I'm talking about, but I mean, if we're going to bring it up, yeah, we can legitimately talk about it that way. And it puts an unrealistic right, and it puts an unrealistic idea and desire for females, and females think that they have to follow it, where males are like, oh, bitches do all of this, and if my girl doesn't, then I'll find one that will.
Yeah, an unrealistic expectation from
unrealistic expectations and
onto them.
I will say that yes, I've encountered that during my life. I've had unrealistic expectations of girls. Girls have had unrealistic expectations of me, and they were like, "Oh, well, we're gonna do this kink thing because guys love it." And I was like, "Whoa, I am totally not into it. Like, legitimately, if you are, I'll do it for you." She's like, "No, I've always hated it." And I'm not talking about current relationship. I used to be a good-looking fucking dude in the army, so
you're a good-looking dude, Damon.
Yeah, but working on it. But still, it's one of those. It damaged for a bit, but truth be told, I think we came out of it towards the end going, yeah, nah, that was just our fucked up 20s. and we all did fucked up things. But I don't really know people that have really fucked up expectations now.
Well, okay, so let's not go with a fucked up expectation. Let's go with this. So I've done stuff on this show where I'm like, yeah, I'm not drinking for a month. Yeah, I didn't have beer for 4 months. Like, yeah, I didn't have beer until the 1st of this month. Like, January 1st, midnight, bell tolled. Took my beer, dumped it out. I was like, all right, let's start this. I did 4 months. No beer. I did fine the first month. Second month, I was like, man, I'm doing good. Third month, man, I really could use a beer right now. Can't have one, but I like one. And I just like the 30 days. Like, my sister came over last year, and before COVID hit, like, she came over and she like tried this new rum from this distillery locally. We went to this tiki bar. They had all these fruity drinks. And ladies and gentlemen, confession, I love fruit juice. Like, that's my go-to. Like, soda, yeah, not my thing. Fruit juice, tea, those are my sugary drinks. And the drink that my wife, at the time she was my fiance, got from this tiki bar looked delicious, smelled great. But I'm like, nope, I'm on my 30-day kick where I can't have alcohol. My sister's like, really? You're not going to? You're not even going to try it? I was like, nope, 30 days. She's like, well, we got a designated driver.
Fuck you. I got a story for you.
Yeah, I sat there at the bar with them while they were drinking and having fun, and I'm just like, 30 days. So I've tried to do certain things. So I'm one of those people that doesn't want to be addicted to something. My biggest addiction is eating in the middle of the night. But I will tell you, one of the things that I struggled with was pornography. I struggled with it. Like, there is a level of addiction that I think men reach with pornography, where the point where you need to see it, you need to watch it, or, consume it. Like, I had the hardest, like, there was I noticed when I was going at it day after day. And then I noticed when I couldn't go a few days. I noticed when I couldn't go a week. And I was like, man. And then, like, I'm engaged, still struggling with this. I'm married, and I'm still struggling with this. And then I'm like, I decided, like, within the first month, like, I need to put this down. And I fought it. And it's hard. Because I'll tell you what, like, before marriage, being single to being married, like, I always felt disgusted afterwards. Looking at it. I always, like, it just bothered me. And I don't know what
That's because it gets weirder and weirder the more you get adjusted to it. And you're like, at the end, you're like, oh God, it's that post-cum clarification. You're like, oh, I was watching weird strangle shit.
It started innocent, and it did go dark. I went to places, and I'll tell you what, it created a monster inside of me that I was not proud of. And that's what I think. That's why I'm like talking about this. That's why, like, we're talking about this. That's why I'm so against this. That's why I think this is bad, because I see this. I look at this and I go, this is the Sears catalog that our fathers had access to. This is that Victoria's Secret catalog that you got delivered to your house. Yeah,
I was going to say that I stole from my mom and tucked under my fucking mattress. Yeah.
I remember I'm going to be ashamed to admit this, but it was my grandfather's funeral. We had rented some place to stay, and there was a magazine that was in the bathroom, and there was a girl, and she was wearing an outfit, and it wasn't too revealing, but, what was I? I think I was 14, 15 at the time. So, raging hormones, puberty, the whole 9 yards. I remember I tore that thing out. I stuffed it in my pocket, and I took it home for later. And that, that was there's that little, like, gateway. I remember my cousin, I remember his dad talking about something once about this, and I should have paid more attention to this, but he said, like we subscribe to Sports Illustrated, we get the thing for a year, and, is like my cousin would read all the articles and look at the stuff in the magazines. And guess what? The swimsuit edition would get delivered. And you know what? I was like, and his father is a minister. He's retired from ministry now, but he was a minister at the time. And I remember he said, like, I let him have it for like a week or two. I let him look, but then that issue always went into the trash after that period of time. Like, you're not allowed to hang on to it, not allowed to keep it on your bed, not allowed to like have this retention, this storage. I had a CD that I kept hidden behind a binder that I kept hidden underneath my bed. I did sketches of lewd things. Like, there were...
Okay,
like,
we all did sketches growing up. We were horny boys. Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, like, there was a path that led me down to a place where I think it weakens you. I think when you become, I need it, where it's not like, I don't need that beer. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need those drugs. I don't need that cigarette. Like, I'm happy to say that I've smoked probably 10 cigars in my life. And it's probably been, oh gosh, I think it's been at least 2 years since I've had any tobacco. And I get urges randomly sometimes.
So, you know what? I do too.
So pornography.
Yeah, and I smoked for 10 years.
Yeah. So pornography, like, is an addiction. And I think it weakens you because it becomes a dependency, becomes something I need when you don't need it. It's like you're giving into like an animalistic urge. And that's what I don't like about this, because I think this is going to put this into boys' head. Like, a boy's going to see this stuff, and that's parents. Okay, so parents, like, you should be on top of your kids. Like, I encourage you to be to be involved. But what really messes it up is when a gaming site does this, when they should probably go, maybe we shouldn't do that. And, that's imposing morals, and it's imposing a worldview that I have onto Twitch. And you know what? I'm going to do that. And you can tell right now that they're not going to listen to this show, and they're not going to make a change. It's not going to happen. But I get to sit here and I get to talk about it because I got a podcast that I'm on, and, I'm allowed to do that.
All right. So, addictions. Have I been addicted to porn? Yes. And it got bad. I went down some deep rabbit holes and was like, wow, what the fuck am I watching anymore? Like, this is... Yeah, okay. And you hit that I'm ashamed of myself period. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. I still look at porn. I still enjoy it from time to time. But it wasn't back when I was, like, completely lonely and living alone, and, I had kicked my girlfriend out, and here I am just watching porn every day because, whatever. So have I struggled with it? Yes. Entering into different relationships that I struggle with it? Yes. Because it was like, oh man, fucking porn's easy, and this is great. I can just jerk off, and fuck it, dude. It's great. And so many toys are out now. Like, alright. When it comes to other addictions, I don't like being addicted to things either. Unfortunately, I am addicted to a couple things.
Painting.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm just addicted to fucking Warhammer, but honestly, I buy all of this shit and I sit down for a couple hours. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to paint an army. And then, I think I'm just addicted to buying 40K stuff because eventually in my head, it's going to look amazing, but it's not there now. But talking about alcohol, right? And you went to a story, and that's a rough time. If you're really in a spot where you absolutely fucking love something and you just don't drink it. And I got a story, and it involves Shadow Fox, right? It was his wedding reception, but I had gone to the doctor and had a blood test done, and they said, hey, your liver enzyme is slightly elevated. I'm like, well, okay, I did heavy drinking during the military, heavy drinking, because the military is about fucking and drinking, and that's it. So I'm going, oh God, slightly elevated fucking enzymes. I'm gonna die if I take another sip of alcohol. And they're like, yeah, we just want you to not drink for 2 weeks, and then we want to retest your blood and go from there. These motherfuckers had me so scared that my liver was failing. Do you know what your liver enzyme for the ALT is supposed to be? It's 68, right? Do you know what liver failure is? It's like 800 something. So if that 68 spikes to 800 something, that's liver failure, right? So here I am going, oh man, my liver enzyme was 72. When they said slightly elevated, I didn't realize it was 72. Okay? But I was so scared.
Okay.
We went out to Shadow Fox's wedding reception. We weren't allowed to call it the wedding reception. That was where Cecil wore no pants, and I dressed up like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. About the gold chains, the wife beater, the flip flops, and the baggy ass sweatpants and all that. And I dressed up like that, and he wore no pants and all that. We went to, and ladies and gentlemen, I love whiskey. Love it. I love scotch. I love whiskey. We went to this spot for his wedding reception, and guess what they had on exclusive? And it was free of charge.
Buffalo Trace.
Super aged whiskeys from all over, including a bottle that you can no longer buy in the United States or get shipped to the United States. They had all of that, and they were pouring it in glasses, and the entire time, not knowing that my enzyme was at 72 and not, 800, I got to sniff everyone's drinks while everyone else drank. Because I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not ready to fucking die over some fucking alcohol. Is what it is. No, fuck, I'm ready to die over some alcohol. Because I am never missing that opportunity again. But you're right, Lou. It takes a lot of willpower. And Cecil, and you know what? God was actually with us. And God was like, listen, man, I'll be your liver because I haven't drank in so long and his liver is good. He's like, I will be your liver. So whatever you smell, I'll drink it and tell you how it is. And I'm like, roger that. He was fucking hammered because I was like, oh, it's going to taste like this, isn't it? And he was like, yes, it does. But yeah, and I never smoked into my life until I was 27, and the army introduced me to smoking, and 26, and I smoked for about 10 years. I quit 2 years ago.
Congrats.
And I watch TV, and whenever I'm watching old like World War II stuff and everybody's smoking all the damn time, and I'm like, damn, that's the only time that I miss a cigarette. The only time. And you know what? I don't actually miss the cigarette. I miss the interaction. But you're right. You can be addicted to multiple things, including pornography. However, watching this girl now for the hour, it's cool. It's fine. She's dancing and playing a game in a bathtub. Well, it's an inflatable pool, but yeah, I can see where this is that whole thing, but I have her so she's not muted. I can hear all the stuff that she talks about. I put it real low, and she's like, hey, subscribe to my Twitch, subscribe to my Twitter, and all of that. I took a look at her Twitter. There's no lewd pictures. She does have an OnlyFans that actually advertises that she gets very naked. Mm-hmm. But aside from that, she hasn't been like, check out my OnlyFans, you can see my asshole. Like, she hasn't been saying that kind of stuff. Not to say that other girls would not use that. But overall, if you're a developing boy and your parents aren't paying attention, dude, Pornhub.com, done and done. You see way fucking worse shit. You go down far more rabbit holes. And even then, like,
Yeah, but
Jesus, man, like this isn't leading towards Pornhub.
Yeah, but think about the parents that don't do this. Like they go, let's say I'm a parent. I'm like, okay, my son. Oh, all right. So he's gone onto Twitch.
Fuck that. Your daughter. With your daughter.
My daughter, whatever. Like my kid. Like, oh, they've gone onto Twitch. They've gone on to here. Like, okay, that's fine. Like Twitch. I hear that's about games. Like, if you don't know that, like, this is, I mean, like, let's be honest. I wouldn't even call that 25% of the screen is the game. I'd call that 15% of the screen is the game. Then there's her little, like, sub. Here's my Twitch. Here's my Instagram. Like, 300 subs. I changed my bikini. $25, 5 subs. Spin the ammo. Just cut off wheel. $50, 10 subs. Name on body. $100, 20 subs. She does squats. $250, 50 subs. Follow back on Instagram or Twitter, so I get a pretty girl to follow me back. Like, oh look, I've had this person following me. 200 subs.
Whoa! But how much money is that going to cost you?
$250.
Yeah, so
$250 for a follow.
What 12-year-old is running around with $250?
Okay, yeah. So I'm describing the screen. So like let's put this like in perspective for those of you who aren't watching this right now because you're listening to this podcast and we haven't figured out a way to like make what we see translate through audio yet. I know someone's
we can. What the fuck? We can just make YouTube videos, man. Jesus Christ, Cecil, get on this shit already.
We do. We post to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. It's the audio version only. But no, I just don't want to be on camera for the show. But anyway, so like with the exception of those few things, like 15% of the screen is the Nintendo Switch thing. I don't know what she's talking about right now, but she's like messing with her hair. She has a camera. I guess she's doing like, oh look, I'm live on Twitch right now, and like she's talking to her phone and she's talking to the camera. But like let's put a label on this that it actually means. Like she's not doing gaming. She is targeting a very specific thing. So that's why like I think this is bad. They put it on there. And I think it's also important for parents to be paying attention because, like, if you just think Twitch is gaming, let me show you this. This is not gaming. So, like, if you're like, oh, I'm going to block Pornhub. I'm going to block this. I'm going to block that. I'm going to block all these porn channels. But I'm not going to pay attention to what my kid's watching on Twitch. You're making a mistake. Because you could be your little kid could be saying this. And I don't care if it's your daughter. I don't care if it's your son. Your child watching this, like, this is why you need to pay attention. Like, she's literally bent over in the camera and I can see her cleavage. Like, it's, I don't know what kind of bikini this is. Like, she turned around. Is it a thong bikini?
Yeah, it looks like a thong bikini.
Yeah. To me, the way it's, I guess maybe it's actually a bathing suit. The way the material looks, it's lacy and everything. It looks like underwear.
Yes, okay, but be very careful now because when you go to the beach, this is the new style of bathing suit, and there has been a debate about this in this household of, hey, what constitutes underwear and what constitutes a bathing suit?
Yeah. And I guess
now the thong stuff is absolutely a no-go for anyone under the age of 18 in this household, and even over the age of 18. This is my house and their mother's house, and end of fucking story if they say no-go. However, we are more lax on the, hey, you can wear the skimpier stuff here if you're going to go and do the sun tanning because they like to sunbathe and all of that. And it's me and their mom and, you know, the older sister and the younger sister. That's fine because, you know, it is what it is. But if you're going to we're going to go to, you know, a water park, well, that's a no-go. You're going to wear a fucking one piece and go from there. And we're not wearing two piece nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a kid. I'm not a parent. I just learned something new about the internet. So, OnlyFans, this girl. I know what OnlyFans is. Thank you, iFunny. But I was,
what?
yeah, iFunny is really the reason why I know what OnlyFans is, because I was like people catch me. It was like, yeah, she's like when she's like some the most recent joke I remember is like when she's like I only go out with guys who actually spend money on dinner, and she's like, why would I spend $60 on a meal for you when I can just pay $5.99 a month to see you naked? And it's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, like when she's got an OnlyFans, it's like, yeah. Like there's recently like the Carfax guys, like, it's like, so what do you do? It's like, oh, I just have a normal life. It's like the Doge dog and then the Doge girl dog or whatever. I don't know meme culture. I'm going to have to call my cousin on that one. He's younger than me. He knows more about this than I do. Folks, different time, different generation. You know, I don't spend as much time on the internet as some people do. But anyway, so like this thing is called FanSly, free to follow. And this is one of her links. And it's pretty much porn. My best-selling video involves self-pleasure, oral sex and something play.
So hold on, you said FanSly?
Where am I seeing? FanSly. Like when you click on open more content below her thing.
Okay.
Like
free to follow. Let's see what she's got on here.
The FanSly, yeah. Like I think we're crossed the line by mentioning things. Lewd pic bundle gets 6 of my most NSF pics from this month. Like it's a picture of her.
Okay, it's still a monthly subscriber thing, yes. Or you can buy individual type pic sets.
But my point is that she's showing her, she's teasing her wares, and this is really what she's trying to sell. Like, I mean, maybe she makes money off of Twitch things, but like she constantly posts like okay, so like I'm looking at the Twitch chat. So let's see here, the bot has posted all of Emirath's platforms, and then it's a message, and it's reply, and it sends it again. So it spams that like 4 times in a row before other people post things, and you go to her link tree, and it's all of those things that you get when you click on the chest. OnlyFans, Patreon, which has got like the hot I'm crying or like tears like emoji thing.
Now you are tracking that. In order to get on OnlyFans and some of these other things, you have to prove that you're 18 with a credit card and all of that. And your credit card can come back. Yes. Admittedly, I subscribed to OnlyFans for a couple months or whatever. I still have a friend. She's still doing the modeling thing, and she wasn't posting very lewd stuff. Every once in a while you might see a nipple. She was posting more artistic pictures, and she was doing, a lot of that.
Well, okay.
And the girlfriend knows about it.
Do me a favor.
And all of that. But yeah, it was, you have to be 18. You have to verify that you're 18. You have to put in your credit card information. You're not even allowed to hit the free stuff without entering a credit card to be sure. So you can't even look at the free stuff without entering a credit card to validate that you are 18.
So softcore, you believe, shows nudity. Complete nudity. Right?
I believe softcore will at least show breasts.
Okay. Let's see. Define softcore. Thank you, Internet. Suggestive or erotic, but not explicit. Softcore pornography.
Explicit means there is no P in the V.
Still photography or erotic component, but it's less sexually graphic and intrusive than hardcore pornography. Is defined by a lack of. Yep, that's right. C and V. R, P and whatever, or V, whatever. Anyway, so you telling me that you have to prove to have to purchase stuff on OnlyFans, but she had this free ones which said, also she says no whatever. She says no naked, daily. She uses some other word I'm not going to say. Daily announcements and giveaways. But
right. So no nudity.
Yeah, but I'm like, so here we go. It's like gonna do some topless stuff on my paid OnlyFans for the legacy people. Do me a favor, go click on that one. I can't see what this picture's showing because Okay,
so I don't have an OnlyFans account anymore.
Oh, never mind.
It Yeah, I signed up for it. It was to support a friend. It did not go over in this household very well, so I do not have any OnlyFans subscription, and I never subscribed to anyone else that was pay or anything like that. I did hit a couple free ones, like, oh, okay, well, I mean, it's free, why not take a look? And it wasn't, there were no crazy private messages of me going, oh yeah, bitch, I want to see these, like, nothing like that.
Okay. So here you go. So here's that gateway drug. Okay. And I know, folks, we are going so long on this stuff, but I promise we're going to wrap this up. So I clicked on our YouTube channel.
Cecil's going to hit us for fucking political chat during this whole damn thing. Like I said in the beginning, he's going to wipe the show, redo it in 20 minutes, and just go like, fuck this all up.
So she has her YouTube account and says, Hot Pants Try On. And it says, name shows her ... Like, that's what, it's suggestive. Like, oh, it's shows clickbait. her ... And it's like, oh, what could she be showing? Yeah,
no, it's absolute clickbait. Understood. And they're going to do that. I mean,
that's why I don't like
news clickbaits.
I know they do. And I hate that stuff too. But I really hate that they're doing this because I feel like this is going to get, like, if I have to pick something to defend, if I have to pick something of a hill to die on, and you're telling me I got to pick one thing, the hill that I'm going to die on is that I don't want young boys going down this rabbit hole. And that's why, like I love what you said earlier. Like, reach out to Daymok, folks. Like, G.N.A. podcast at G.N.A. and your DNA.1. If you're a parent and you're like, I have no idea how to do this stuff. Like, I listen to you guys, which I would find actually kind of interesting if you actually listen to us and you don't know how to do some of this stuff. But then again, to be quite honest with you, I never heard about that green. What was it? It was called Green Credit.
It's Greenlight, man.
Greenlight. So Greenlight.
The girls, I pay them an allowance through Greenlight. They get a credit card that has, they can swipe it. They can use a chip. It works like a credit card. They can use it as a debit card as well. But every time that they make a purchase, or any time that I transfer money to it or their mom transfers money to it, it gives me an indication. Bum, bum, it's gone to how much money has gone to this child. Bum, bum, this child has spent this much money at this store. Here's the GPS locations for whatever the register they went. So we know, like, hey, wait a minute. What the fuck were they doing in California when they're supposed to be over here in New York? Like,
yeah.
So
like,
we do all that.
So, like, yeah, reach out to this. But this is the hill that I want to die on. I don't want people going on this. Because, like, this person says, like, oh, my name, I'm a professional cosplayer, variety streamer, self-taught artist. I have traveled internationally as a cosplay guest. Like, all of these things, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, whoop-de-doo. But, like, she's trying to sell the goods. Like, this is the free taste. And it's going to get you into something else. Oh, and look, she's doing squats now. Like,
I mean, I already clicked off the video, man.
Yeah,
it was like
these things. Like, what's her Discord? Like,
I'm saying, like, overall though,
like,
it's hard. The sex industry is a massive multi-billion-dollar industry. Whether we like it or not in any way, shape, or form makes no difference. The wonderful thing that has absolutely happened is that OnlyFans has revolutionized the sex industry. Way more than Patreon ever did, and even with Twitch, right? OnlyFans has helped it out to where these girls can be more independent instead of getting pimped out over the board. There's a really good, there's multiple articles written by, some of the top places that really talk about it.
Yes. I'd have to say, like, I guess this gives them independence, but if you ask me, it puts them in a bad place in your life. If you're a woman or you're a young girl and you're interested in doing this, please don't. Reach out. Ask for help. Like, if I have to find someone for you to talk to, email us. I will find someone for you to talk to. Like, I will find you a mentor that you can talk to that is not a guy, that is a woman. If you're thinking about doing this, like, you think like, well, this would be a good way to make money, or this would be a good way to just, don't do that to yourself. Don't. You have so much, there are better things for you in this world, in this life, and you have more potential than that. And if you think I don't have any potential, I'm living on the streets or whatever have you, you have more potential than that. There is sliding back, there is staying where you are and dying, and then there is overcoming the hill. Sometimes that's the hard thing. But this thing, like Pornhub, there was a thing where they were purging people because they eventually found out that there were people who were being exploited through sex trafficking. Like this, we're going to find something about, give it a couple of years. OnlyFans, sex trade. There is going to be something in there that is going to come out about OnlyFans. You're going to hear that about these explicit sites. That's why I don't like Twitch doing this, because you're going to hear about someone getting exploited into doing this on Twitch, getting exploited into doing this on the stream to make money, to bring in, whether it is a father figure, parental figure, boyfriend, what have you. Like, you know, there are people, there was a girl that I saw that she said she was from Sweden. What does this keep you from seeing a girl who says that she's from America or Sweden? How do you know she really is? How do you know she's not in a room locked away somewhere? How do you know that there's not a door? How do you know there's not a guard on the other side of that camera? Like, you don't know that. Like, that's why I don't want Twitch going down this way, because that's going to just drag Twitch into a dark dungeon. But I also don't like it because I feel like this destroys society. Like, I feel like this breaks younger minds. I feel like this breaks older men or other people who may be addicted to this kind of stuff. But I know this is the gaming podcast, but I mean, this is the gaming world. Like, this is intersected with the gaming world. Like, I know you're like, well, what are you guys talking about this stuff for? Like, it's because this is intersected with Twitch, and Twitch is esports. This is where they've gone. So
I got you, Blue. And that's why I love you so much. We have very different opinions and all of that, but you really should. If you actually have any fucking questions, regardless, you'll probably get both sides of an opinion. And there are other podcast members, whether or not they want to chime in, because we kind of touched on a little too much of a political aspect here, and Cecil's gonna fucking strangle you because I'm not a G.N.A. member. I'm just an asshole independent contractor who will just not be invited to the show anymore. I understand that, but
I don't think this is political. I mean, we can argue about a video game, but we've done that before.
No, we can. But I'm saying, like, I've not a direct opposite view of you, but I have an opposite view of where you're at with things. And yeah, not that I'm voting encouragement, but I'm not against it. And I'm not like pro for him. I'm like, yeah, let's do more fucking bitches and hot tubs. Like, woo! Right? But I'm okay with it overall, because I see it as, you know what? I don't mind the girls in bikinis doing it. It's when that kid pulls up their phone in their bedroom or at school and the parents aren't paying attention and they flip it to Pornhub. And then you're going to go down a dark rabbit hole from there. If they're watching some girl that they can't really see naked dance around in a bikini, well, guess what? We were all teenage boys and teenage girls, and we all had different hormones doing different things, whether we liked it or not. And yeah, watching a girl in a bathing suit, fine with me. Don't care. Boy, and this is not an excuse to be like, oh, boys will be boys. They can go ahead and rape girls because that's what it is. No, I am not condoning that. Line them up and fucking execute them. Is like, I'm fucking done with that shit. Line up the parents and execute the parents who are saying, boys will be boys, it's okay. No, I'm saying boys will be boys in their hormonal changes, and they're going to get attracted to girls or other boys, whatever the fuck. Everybody floats their own goddamn boat, because again, I'm all for gay and lesbian and bi, so none of that shit bothers me at all. You know, what you do in the bedroom is none of my fucking business. But yeah, I'm okay with the girls in bathing suits. I'm okay with the dudes in bathing suits. I'm okay with Twitch doing it that way as long as they are keeping it in some way, shape, or form game related. And I did watch this girl for an hour going, wow, she's just going to try and do everything she can to get a nip slip, or maybe like pull her bikini to the side, or like do something super sexual to try and get more viewers. And as I watched, I mean, she literally went down games, and yeah, she was wearing a thong type bikini, and every once in a while she would show her ass when she was spinning the wheel, but she kept looking back at the camera and adjusting so that you couldn't really, I mean, yeah, you did see it, but it wasn't a full on. When she was doing the Macarena, she went from one side forward to the other side, forward to the other side, so she never flipped backwards. You weren't watching her ass shake, and then her flipping to one of the sides. Overall, I could see where it could potentially worry some people, like Blue, what you're saying, where it would be, well, you know, but when you brought up the dude who let his son have the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition magazine for a week, come on now. We were both growing boys. We're both very well aware of pornography. It does not take me a week to memorize the page and pose of what the girl was doing at that point. I will tell you that there are other advertisements where the girls were wearing way more clothes. They weren't in bikinis. I was like, damn, that's hot. And that would stick in my mind. So, is what it is, and we move from there. Twitch doing it, could it be a slippery slope? Yes. Do I mind it right now? No. But I really fucking hate the guy that said, we should just pay these Fiverr chicks to get naked on Twitch so we can try and get this channel banned and block it, because that dude's actually encouraging the bullshit.
And I agree with you. He is. And I think it's both bad. Like what she's doing, and I think what he's suggesting, I think it's both bad. But let's not listen to my opinion anymore. Let's end more on what Damok had to say, so you can hear the contradictions. And I want to actually hear what you think, ladies and gentlemen. So please be sure to email us at G.N.A podcast, or email us G.N.A podcast at GNAinyourdNA.1, and let us know what you think about this. Give us some topics, give us some comments, some feedback on this. Hell, you don't, or like, I don't want to write an email. Why would I write an email? We're on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. We're on Twitter. Hit us up there. You don't want to bother with that. You rather just give like live feedback. Go on Twitter. Go to that pin tweet, join our Discord, and you can go at Blue Shark, or you can go at Daymok, or you can go at whoever you want that's in the channel, and you can say at us what you want about this topic. We're more than happy to listen to you, and we're more than happy to have you join in the discussion. So, I'd like to thank Daymok for joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh man, thanks for having me. It's always a great time. I love bullshitting with you, but I want to see you finish that goddamn fucking beer before the show ends.
Alright.
And ladies and gentlemen, Blue Shark has hit the ground and he is out for the count. So, as always, check out our website at www.shakethatass.com, or you can visit our alternate website at don'tshakethatass.com, or you can visit our real website at G.N.A podcast.com. I'm not even sure if that's a real website anymore, but sure, we can try that.
Thanks a lot, Daymok, and you all have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Oh man, have a great night.